All right, how's everybody doing? We're back in the man cave, but as you can see, I'm actually in somebody else's man cave right now. I'm with my boy Kendall Allen. So Kendall's going to help me with this show. We're going to do an NBA program today. So we're going to talk about the bubble, see what we think is going to happen for the rest of this season. Back again for this season, back in the man cave, NBA production. So my boy Kendall.
Thank you for having me, brother, in the man cave.
Oh man, no problem. Glad to be here.
Yes, it's wonderful.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful.
Yes,
like
sir.
what y'all doing. Y'all got a great show.
I appreciate
I've been
it.
following you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
So I
sir.
enjoy.
So tell us a little bit about your.
What I have is called Tailgating with Ozone Sports. Doing a live podcast, and we've had one show already that went off successfully. And we're going to do another one Sunday night at 7 o'clock. So y'all tune in. There's going to be a video for that. But I'm here with Chris in the man cave, and I'm really feeling get into the NBA because everybody knows with the pandemic going on.
Right.
We got the bubble.
Yep.
Everything is changed. The world is changed.
The world has changed.
This basketball, and they're about to start.
They're about to start. They're already practicing. They get ready to go. They get ready to go. So the first thing I want to talk about, I want to talk about you, man.
Okay.
So those of you who don't know, if you from our neighborhood, you know who this guy is. All right, so he was part of probably the best high school basketball team
John
in the nation.
Rattlers, 88, 89 state champs.
Yes, sir.
We went 31-1, ranked 3 in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
The only team in the South, I researched this, the only team in the South that finished the season in the top 3, and we was number 3.
Oh,
we
wow.
finished everything.
That's awesome. I remember seeing that team in person. I was a little cat back then, but that team, man, Antonio Lang.
Yeah, we had Antonio Lang, Angelo Hamilton, Vernon Oliver, myself, Clifton Cooper, rest in peace.
Yes, sir.
We had Terrell Mullins, Spud, everybody know him as Spud. Yeah, we went and did some great things and represented our community well.
Yes, you did.
Because
yes,
we didn't get in any trouble, we didn't try to do anything different, but we were just basketball 24/7.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Sure.
That was a great thing to watch. I enjoyed that. Yes, sir. But we're going to go ahead and get into it, man. The first thing I want to kind of discuss is the bubble. So we need to find out what do you think are the chances of them actually finishing the season? Because they're saying one outbreak.
Right. It's really up in there. Really, it's no one knows. No one knows what can happen because this world has changed and everything is changing as we live day-to-day life.
Right.
But they're going in a bubble that's controlled. They got who coming in, who coming out, testing going on every 2 days.
Every 2 days.
Yeah. So, but if a major player, let's say LeBron, or Kawhi Leonard, some one of the big stars, will they shut it down? Or will they? Because they're gonna have to quarantine.
They're gonna quarantine for 2 weeks.
And are they gonna quarantine the entire team or just that individual?
I think they're gonna do the whole thing.
They're gonna have to do
everybody.
Coaches, trainers,
man,
everybody. Now that team will hurt in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because they're going to play, 8 games and then
go into the playoffs.
Right.
So and the thing about it, though, is I think you can kind of ease your stars back into it simply because there's no home court advantage.
Exactly.
So, you're not really, are you really fighting for a spot? Are you really fighting to get the number 1 seed?
Of course.
You want
what you're doing. That's why you're there.
But that's normally the case.
Right.
Because you're going for that home court advantage. But if am I going to play LeBron in back-to-back games? Am I going to play AD in back-to-back games?
Exactly. You're right.
You may not need to do that.
Well, let's look at it like this. When they start and these guys are going, they playing.
Right.
How are they going to figure out? Are we going to play them next? They got the schedule going, but once the playoffs come, let me rephrase it. When the playoffs start. Are the playoffs going to be, because they have uneven teams, right, with the East and the West?
Right. There's only 9 East teams. They got the top 8, and then the Washington Wizards, I think, are the only team that's not in the playoffs. You had to be within 6 games.
Can we have it where 2 teams out of the West can be playing for the finals? Or 2 teams, are they going to break it down?
Unless something changes, I think it's going to stay East and West. I think it's going to stay, that was something that was talked about.
Right.
Just having the top 16 teams.
Exactly.
And just go 1
Go
through
for
16
it like
and
college.
do like college.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I think they're going to keep it the East and the West. I do like that idea. Though.
Yes.
I do like
that would be more interesting.
To have the Clippers and
because
Lakers
you don't have
in the
home
finals.
court advantage. You don't have fans there.
Right.
So let's mix it up. Let's do it like it's 3-16.
I would like that.
That would be nice.
That would be a good idea to go. And I think it was discussed at one point.
Yeah.
I think as of right now, they're going to keep the status quo as it is.
East and West.
East and West.
East and West.
So as far as the season, they're definitely going to start it. As far as if something happens where there's an outbreak, I could see them shutting it down. I'm going to give it about a 80% chance that it completes. I think that's all. I can't go 100 because
I think if not even if a major player like LeBron or Kawhi or Giannis get it, I think if an average player get it, I think they're gonna shut everything down.
you think so? You think if anybody gets
it,
it's over
because they're trying to control it. They're in a control system now. They're practicing now.
right?
So they're testing. They're doing the temperature every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And getting everybody in there, and everybody's in contact with each other. Because this basketball, how can you do social distancing in basketball?
Exactly. So the thing I'm worried about, I'm not worried. I think if this is the best chance for it to work. I mean,
oh yeah.
But what I found out was that they do have people coming in and out. The workers that are coming in and out of the bubble.
So do you think family members coming?
Well, not initially. I think they said family
Once
members
they
will
get everything
come.
started.
Right. They said after the first round of the playoffs, they're going to allow family members to come in. So then you got that. But they're going to have to test. They're going to have to quarantine for some days until they get before they're out.
Right.
So that's they're taking every precaution. But I'm worried about the housekeeper coming in.
Driving off the tray of food.
Driving off the tray of food.
We already had J.R. Smith on there. He went live talking about his accommodations.
Right.
But you also had was the kid in Memphis?
John Morant.
Yeah.
John
He's like, I'm a
I'm a run the news type
I'm
of
at
guy.
HBCU. It's like a dome.
Yeah, it's like a nice dome.
Yeah.
Unless you talk to Rajon Rondo. Rondo said it's a Motel 6.
It's terrible.
I was like, that's a Motel 6. I'll be staying in a Motel 6. I tell you what, that was a nice room to me. I don't know what they were expecting. I don't think everybody can't get a Christmas
That's
suite.
what I get. Come on now. You know what we're going through. You can't cry about little things like that. They working it out. They working the kinks out.
Right.
But LeBron gonna have a chef coming in pretty soon.
I
think the owners of the team are gonna have a certain setup where they have their own personal chef come in and take care of the guys.
And I just don't want anybody to get cabin fever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even in nice accommodations.
Orlando.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna sneak out. They got the hotline.
I'll sneak somebody in.
They got the hotline on the catch people like this. You see something? They got the snitch line. I call it.
You have to.
But you gotta have to. You gotta try to protect.
They gotta have some discipline and
Right.
Because they're coming from all over the country.
Right.
They've been with their family.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest thing I think is they've been working out. And they've been working out while the pandemic first started, before they started mandatory. Because once the NBA decided, okay, we're going to have the season. I know the teams were like, okay,
let's go ahead
and start working out. I need y'all to get on this schedule, do this, do that, do this, do that. And that's usually how it works in the off season.
Right. So they had to play it like it was an off season.
Right.
And certain players, I don't know if you've seen your boy Zion.
Yes, he trimmed up.
He trimmed up. He looked like Khalil Mack. I'm telling you, he looks like a beast.
I saw him the other day. Like, wow.
Yeah. He's toned up, and
they say it improved the shooting on the outside.
Improved the shooting. I'm telling you, he has the potential to be dynamic. He's already dynamic.
Yes.
Going to the hole. He's a dynamic finisher and everything. But if he develops a consistent jumper.
I can see that. I can see that happen. I can see that happen.
Yeah.
But it all's going to come down to when they go into real competition.
Right.
When they playing each other. You know what I'm saying? And then they still, you know, how many games they played before the pandemic?
They played about three quarters of the season. Like
Right.
They were about at 70 games or so.
Exactly.
So
They were really gearing up for the
playoffs. Right. And there were some teams that were getting hot. Memphis was hot.
Memphis, New Orleans.
Was hot.
And Zion was coming back.
He's coming back.
So that gave him more time to heal.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. I think if we get the quality that we had before the pandemic hit, it's going to be exciting.
But what about this? What about that? I didn't cut you off, but what about this?
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine if Golden State was healthy. You know, they're not here because they
weren't.
Steph wasn't playing.
Clay wasn't
playing.
Right.
Draymond out there dealing with Charles Barkley.
Right. he's a little, yeah.
So, going forward, because after this, we got to deal with college football,
right?
NFL. You know, I know they're going to handle it totally differently because I don't think they can have a bowl.
They can't have a bowl. They absolutely cannot have a bowl. It's too many people. You're talking about, especially in training camp with college, you're talking about some teams have over 100 players.
Yes.
You know, in college, and then in the pros, in training camp, you have 90.
Exactly.
And they're talking about cutting that down to 80, 75. But that's not including coaches and trainers and reporters, and a few reporters they have to allow in. And so that's going to be tough. I think that college is in trouble. I think college football is in trouble too.
But the big money machine won't let it stop.
Yeah.
See, I know we're talking about this a basketball segment.
Right.
Okay, we'll deal with that tomorrow.
We'll deal with that. There you go. We'll deal with that tomorrow, yes, sir. So back to NBA. All right. So now we're going to get into the actual competition.
Yeah.
Okay. So we know at the end of the regular season, the Lakers were hot. The Lakers were the number one seed. I'm a Laker fan, but I promise that I'm going to keep it as.
No, you're not. No, he is.
Anybody that knows me know I'm fair.
Uh-huh.
I'm fair, and I'm actually worried about the Lakers now. I can tell you that.
Okay.
But they, going back to the end of the regular season, they were hot. They had just beaten the Clippers, had just beaten the Bucks.
Yeah. Back to back.
And they were surging.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything shut down, and Avery Bradley's not coming back, who was a very important part of that team. Best individual defender, perimeter defender on that team.
And can bury the threes. Right.
And great spot shooter.
Yes.
Great spot shooter. He pretty much rejuvenated his career, I think, with the Lakers.
Right. Because he was in Boston before.
He was at Boston. He was a ball at Boston.
Right.
He played well at Boston. Went to Detroit for a minute. And Memphis for a minute, and kind of went around the league a little bit.
But do you understand and agree with why he's not coming? You say as a young kid and has asthma.
Definitely, man.
So,
anytime you're dealing with
family,
family,
respect that.
You gotta respect it. The whole thing with Kyrie and what he was pulling,
Kyrie's not even gonna play.
And he's not playing. That's the thing that got me. I'm like, he's not even playing. So you're gonna make everybody else not play because you
understand what's going on in the world. Let people handle that handles it.
Right.
If you're a sports figure, let's say a entertaining figure, you're on TV, everybody see you have a voice, you have an opinion, people will follow you.
Exactly. And that's the thing I don't think he really understood.
Realized
that if you don't think LeBron is going to do, going to do what he needs to do for the public and everything,
exactly.
LeBron is going to do what he does, and
that's the face of the league.
That's the face of the league. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to make sure the word gets out. I think that they're going to have the courts actually with Black Lives Matter.
Right.
On the courts. They can have a saying on the back.
Yeah.
It's the word is going to get out there.
But I hope, I really, but they say they're going to do it for the NFL, but I hope the NBA doesn't do it because I feel that it's not going to be conducive to the cause. And I know I'm getting off the subject basketball, but I'm talking about the Black National Anthem being played
before the
after the National Anthem.
Is it after or before? I think they played it before. Whatever. Yeah, but,
how now the controversy will start with that if some Caucasians in the stand, they kneel, they sit down. Now it's another issue.
Right.
Don't even play like that. What is it doing? What is it helping? Okay.
Nothing. Yeah, I agree with you. So yeah, that's a whole nother issue. That's a whole nother issue. So, but yeah, back to the going back into the we got time, so it's all good. If we jump a little bit, it's all good. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to the meat. So we got again, the Lakers were surging. The Clippers are a very deep team. Mm-hmm. Their depth will help them get very far. I mean, they go 10 deep.
Right.
And they're the biggest threat, of course, to the Lakers, in my opinion. I mean the Lakers
in the West.
That's in the West. In the West. The Lakers have 2 of the top 5 players in the league.
Exactly.
But they don't have as much depth. They're going to need players, Kuzma and Danny Green, and
everybody to step up,
especially Avery Bradley going. J.R. Smith, we don't know what
he's coming in.
He's coming in, but we don't know what's going to happen.
He's going to do.
What he's going to bring. We hope that he brings some consistent 3-point shooting. I mean, to me, he's a better 3-point shooter than Avery Bradley. He's not as good as a defender.
Right.
I think Danny Green is going to have to take that. All athletic. Danny Green and Caldwell Pope are going to have to kind of take up that. I'm a Lakers fan. So but
the Clippers over there now. The Clippers, they bring in that bench.
They do.
They have a powerful bench.
They have a powerful bench.
That's going to come up and keep them in the game.
Right.
And then we saw what Kawhi did by himself.
In Toronto.
In Toronto.
Right. So I mean, Paul George is great. You still got those 2 superstars. I wouldn't say 2 top 5, but top 10, 12.
Right.
Paul George is a top 10 player.
Oh yeah.
Easily top 10. Kawhi, of course, is a top 5 player. And then you got the best 6-man probably ever coming up in Lou Williams.
Lou and the A1 is Jamal Crawford, but he's not even in the league.
Right. Well, actually, you know what?
Somebody picked him up.
The New Jersey Nets picked him up.
Good pickup.
They picked up him and Michael Beasley.
Good pickup.
So, but they got like 5 players that so they're scrambling to keep even put together a team. So New Jersey, I don't know what's gonna happen with them. I mean, they don't have the.
But my thing is, I'm looking at the East. All right, we already got Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And can Giannis get over the hump? Everybody that had this challenge, all the superstars that had that challenge to get into the final, get into the playoffs.
Right.
Deep in the playoffs, and couldn't get over the hump.
Right.
This the year he gets over the hump.
He's young.
He's consistent. He got better with his jumper that everybody said his mid range was terrible, but he got better with that as the season came on. But the pandemic hit also.
Right.
Okay.
And
it gave him time to work on it.
But now the thing is, if you remember when they went out with the pandemic, he didn't have no way to play.
Right.
He was stuck at home. He didn't have a court at his place. So he went a month or 2 without putting up his shot.
Sitting there playing with his kids.
Right. So that's going to be the thing. That can he get back into shape in the few days they got to practice and get back to.
But what I'm saying out of the East, I'm really feeling. I think the big boys are going to fall.
You think the big boys are going to fall?
I think they're going to fall.
So you think Milwaukee's
somebody like Boston? Boston had turned. They was making a good run. They was making a good run right before the pandemic.
Boston is
jail. They deep.
They're deep.
Even though they're a little young.
Yeah, they're very young.
They can upset somebody.
Tatum and Brown.
Exactly.
They got some depth. Tatum and Brown are going to be trouble.
And also another team I'm looking at is Memphis.
Okay.
Memphis started to jail and come around at the end, right before the pandemic. Because they were fighting to get a playoff spot.
Right. They were in the. I think right now they're in the 8th spot.
Right.
They're holding on.
Exactly. Them in Portland, wasn't it?
Well, Portland, New Orleans, it's like 3 teams that are right there.
That were on the edge.
They're all right there, so they're going to be fighting. I think the league wants New Orleans in it.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
If they can get the Lakers against the Pelicans in the first round, I think they'd be very happy. They'd be very happy.
Yeah.
But John Moran is a beast.
Yes.
Rookie of the year. Rookie of the year. So I think that's a dangerous team in the West. In the East, I'm going to tell you who I like. Who I think they weren't surging, very inconsistent in the East, but the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm gonna tell you why. If Simmons He's not going to develop a jump shot. They can.
That's
stop him.
understood.
That's understood. He's not going to develop a jump shot, but he's impossible to guard.
Exactly. Point
From the
guard.
point guard, he's impossible to guard. Joel Embiid has had a chance to get healthy.
Impossible to guard.
Impossible to guard.
But can he stay healthy?
If he can stay, that's what I'm saying. This is going to be like a sprint.
Because it's short.
It's a short season.
season.
They had that 2-3 months for
exactly.
him to really get healthy, and now you got to sprint. I mean, you just got to play ball, and you just kind of rest them. Because like I said, I don't think as long as they're in the top 5 or 6, I don't think they really care where they fall.
Right.
Because there's no home court advantage.
Just want to be in the mix.
You just want to be in the mix.
Yeah.
And they're as talented as anybody.
Yes. Yes.
So Philly, I think, is going to be a team to watch out for in the East. I still think Milwaukee.
But remember, because Philly to Toronto, remember,
To game
Kawhi
six,
had to hit
to the wire. Kawhi did
last
that.
second
That
shot
bouncing
in
3-pointer.
the corner.
Right.
Yeah.
And Philly's tough. They're my sleeper to come out of the East.
Okay.
I think that's going to be my
good.
sleeper to
That's
come out of
good.
the East. I think they'll play Milwaukee. Maybe depending on how the seeds go.
Mhm.
But I see
Yeah,
those two
yeah,
teams.
you gotta get it started.
And Boston, I think, is tough. They're young.
Yeah.
They're young. But now the thing that works to their advantage, no fans,
Short season.
short season, no fans, so you ain't worried about getting booed. You
Right.
ain't worried about, you just out there. It's like playing in the backyard.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
that could work to their
And I
advantage.
think that's going to work to these teams that are what, lower
6, 7, 8 seeds.
Right.
If they ain't worried about it,
Basically, if they start gelling and get back into rhythm,
Mhm.
like they were before the fact, the first team to get back into rhythm gonna make a deep run in the playoffs.
Right.
Now, talent and other teams gonna take over. Say, i.e. LeBron,
Right.
Giannis.
Yeah.
You know, those teams that they have a player that can, okay, I can wheel myself and wheel my players to get a bit.
And they got shooters. Milwaukee has shooters around
Right.
that they, you can't leave them. If you double off of them,
You're in trouble.
they're gonna get you. Yeah, you're gonna be in trouble. So Milwaukee's gonna be trouble.
Mhm.
Regardless, I mean, they had the best record in the league.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Coming out to it. So they have
running
the
the
best-
East.
They run in the East.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be tough. And in the West, of course, I'm a Laker fan. That's what I want to win the championship. I'm a president. That's what I want to win.
I hear you.
But I will be fair. There are 2 teams that scare me in the West.
I took.
We didn't talk about this earlier, but there are 2 teams that scare me in the West: the Houston Rockets
Oh.
and the Dallas Mavericks. I'm gonna tell you why the Dallas Mavericks.
Tell me about that. Start with that.
Start with Dallas. Luka Doncic is a man.
Yeah.
He almost averages a triple-double. He's going to put his. Porzingis is healthy, which again, you got 2-3 months to get in shape, to get healthy. He's 7'3", that can shoot threes. You're not blocking his 3-point if he gets hot. And he defends the rim. I mean, there's a certain things that just has to happen for these teams. If Luka gets hot, Tim Hardaway Jr. gets hot,
They good.
they good. They're going to surprise some teams. They're going to
Run
surprise.
up against Brun.
You got to run up against Brun, then you got to run up against Kawhi. But the thing that's if one of these teams gets streaky, and Houston is going to.
That's the one that I feel
Right.
because we know what James Harden can do.
Right. He gonna dribble the ball for 20 seconds, and then
Then we got, but his problem has been since his entire career since OKC, he didn't show up in the playoffs. He does not show up in the playoffs.
Oh man, he
But
does not.
it's a shortened season.
Short season, and
It's
you
gonna
play.
be
You
quicker
basically
and-
playing street ball.
And
You basically playing
and
in the
nobody
hood.
in the gym. And
Exactly. No, I think that's going to be a big thing. That's not going to be any nerves. I don't think anybody's going to have any nerves.
No.
So it's going to come down to talent. Harden
Yes,
is
exactly.
as talented as anybody.
Yes.
Russell Westbrook is as talented as anybody.
Exactly. Triple-double machine.
Triple-double machine. You got both of those guys
Exactly.
triple-double machines.
Exactly.
So they're gonna play small ball. They don't have a center. So I think PJ Tucker is in center.
Oh Lord, PJ
Like 6'5",
he gonna run to that corner and shoot that 3.
Right.
Now he known for that. He
known
known
for
for that 3.
that.
He plays in defense and hustle.
Right.
But When you get to the playoffs, it's a totally different animal.
And they started to slow. They got hot. They beat the Lakers when I think the first game when they played. I think they got rid of Clint Capella, right?
Right, he's gone.
So when they went with that lineup, they just ran for the first 8-10 games. They just ran teams off the court.
Outscoring.
No defense. But I mean, they would get a lot of steals. I mean,
coach, that's his MO.
That's his
He's
MO.
been doing that since he's been in the league.
Since Phoenix.
Right.
That's his game. So he's not going to change. He's not going to change. And that might be, again, though, it's a sprint.
It's a sprint. You're right.
So they're rested.
Right. It's a sprint. And everybody is healthy.
Everybody's healthy.
It's just like the beginning of the season.
And they're not going to play these guys. That 8 games, they're going to play them just enough to stay in the playoffs.
To get seeds.
We
need to win tonight.
Right. We need
to take off tonight.
We'll take off this. We'll win this. They're going to do that. So they're going to make sure when the playoffs start, they're going to be well rested.
And ready to run. And hoping nopody gets coronavirus.
Right.
That's the biggest.
Hoping James Harden stay out of Orlando. Hope he stay in the bubble.
Stay in the bubble.
Just stay in the bubble. Stay in the bubble. That's all you gotta do. Just stay in the bubble. Man. You stay in the bubble, they'll be all right.
Don't try to find Kanye and the Kardashians.
Right. Leave Chloe alone. Damn. Yeah. So that's one of the things they just got. As long as they stay in the bubble, I think it can work if they all stay disciplined and stand up. But I understand how that cabin fever can kick in. You can't when they tell you can't go nowhere. You can't leave this area.
Nothing.
You can't even play doubles ping pong.
And you have all this money in your pocket.
You got all this money in your pocket. You want to spend it. You know what I'm saying? It's
tired of looking at Mickey Mouse.
Oh man, tired of looking at the same. They're gonna have the same housekeeper.
Exactly.
They're trying, which is smart on their part.
You want to have to have.
You want to have the same person. You know that person.
You got to stay healthy.
Try to stay healthy, but I think that's going to be a big thing. Though. The team that stays disciplined.
That's what's going to take. That's what's going to take. Well, if you stay disciplined and, like I say, if y'all jail, the first one of the teams that jail, where y'all can automatically get back into rhythm. Now that's all basketball is. Basketball,
right?
Rhythm. Play with somebody like talking about our state championship team. We played together literally. Every single day.
I know Vernon and Tony and them used to come to our backyard.
Exactly. We like every week find a goal. We're at your house playing. We're at my house playing. Anywhere we can find. But once we got it together, and it'll work like a machine.
Oh, yeah.
You'll know what that person's doing. You don't have to look at them. They can be cut. You can give a pass. And they wide open. Boom. You know how to help. And it all plays into who's gelling.
Right.
Whatever team gels. And I think one of these younger teams that's under the radar.
New Orleans.
Because I think they're hungry, and it's a shortened season. Right. It's real small.
If New Orleans gets in, because they're about 2 or 3 games out of the last spot. If New Orleans gets in, they're going to be trouble for somebody. Because they got JJ Redick, who's a dead-eye 3-point shooter. You got Zion, who's just a beast.
And he's healthy.
You got Brandon Ingram, who was balling for them. You got the ex-Lakers. That's on that. Lonzo Ball, and So
I really think he got a bad deal. He got a bad rap. Ball
got a
bad rap. With his dad.
And he started kind of breaking away from it.
And you see how his game has came back.
That's changed his shooting stroke. Which he needed to do. That was But
he go in.
He go in. But
Sean Marion.
Oh man.
Bill Cartwright at the free throw line.
Bill Cartwright. It's been some Jamal Wilkes.
But he was silk.
It was funny looking, but he was silk.
He was right around his head.
That's right. We going back now. But I think New Orleans could be dangerous. New Orleans, on the lowest, is fairly deep. With some of the players they had, Josh Hart. I think he comes off the bench. But Hart when he was with the Lakers was, he's 6'3", 6'4", but rebounds. Like a forward.
They're good.
And it's streaky.
They deep.
New Orleans is deep.
They were nice before AD left.
Right.
Just all of that with AD, he gonna play, not gonna play, want to trade, not gonna trade, all that right there. Really took him out of it.
Right.
Once
Right.
he left,
But then those Lakers came in there.
Yes.
They got the Lakers that came in there.
yeah, Lord.
You know, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo, Josh, you know, they probably, I follow the Lakers, man.
I know.
That's, and I think that would be a very interesting first round match
Yes.
in New Orleans and the Lakers.
That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
That's what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna do.
That's
You
gonna
know
be
it.
that's gonna be very interesting.
So because they gotta keep ratings.
They got to keep ratings.
Everybody gotta watch it. I know we're gonna watch it
Get
anyway.
the ratings, that's money for everybody.
Yes.
There you go. So I tell you, man, so my pick for the championship, I'm gonna go Bucks Lakers. Not because I'm a Laker fan. I legitimately think that the Lakers are the best team in the West. And I'm not gonna even say they're the best team in the West. I think the Clippers are the best team in the West.
I think the Clippers are.
I think the Clippers are the best team in the West, but I think LeBron and AD having two of the top 5 players healthy and rested can kind of circumvent the depth of the because really I just need I'm a Laker. I need JaVale McGee to block shots. I need Dwight Howard to block shots to guard the basket, which they do well. So the fact that we got some bigs,
play better,
right
before the pandemic hit,
right. So I need them to play well. I need Danny Green to hit spot up threes and play good wing defense. And I think they have enough to just outlast the Clippers.
Even with the Clippers bench.
Even with the Clippers.
Oh, come on. Now.
Even with
everybody you named are starting. You haven't named anybody coming out
off the Lakers bench? I tell you,
just said
Caldwell Pope.
Okay, Caldwell. Yeah, go dig him up.
Caldwell Pope. It's good. I know I'm drawing a blank right now, but which means that Rajon Rondo.
Yeah.
Coming out the bench, he'll be healthy.
He's a start,
which he will be now, because Avery Bradley wants to start.
Right.
Because Bradley's gone, so Rondo is actually going to start. So JR's going to come off the bench.
Right.
So J.R. Smith off the bench.
It might have them out there together.
At some points in the game, I'm sure.
Rondo, J.R., LeBron, AD, and Kuzma.
Yeah.
That's 5, right?
Oh, there you go. Kuzma off the bench.
Right.
So Kuzma needs to step up his game now.
Yes.
Yes. He needs, I think he's playing too. He's not really attacking. He's kind of submitting to LeBron and AD a little bit. He's kind of giving away.
When you get the ball, take over.
He got the ability to take over. Right. He did it his first 2 years. Right. He did it. As a rookie, he wasn't scared of nobody.
Nothing.
He came in the league, 27th pick overall.
Yeah.
And got that spot. They kept him for a reason. He was the only one that didn't get traded.
Exactly. And when they got LeBron,
he was the only one.
And that was the best move.
When they got AD.
I'm sorry.
When they got AD, he was the only one they kept. Because they felt like he would be, everybody was saying you need those 3 stars. We got Kuzma.
Exactly.
Kuzma would be out there. But I don't think he's lived up to that as of yet.
Okay, so who you got coming out the East?
Out the East, I think the Bucks. I'm going status quo. I think they're just too deep. My sleeper is Philly. I think Philly has a chance to get hot and upset somebody, upset a few teams, and get in there. I think right now they're in the 6th spot. I want to say they're around 6 or 7. So I think they can sneak up on some pot. I wouldn't be surprised if they got there. But I'm going with Milwaukee. I'm gonna go with Milwaukee. I think Giannis is that dude, man. Giannis.
Yes.
Is a freak.
Yes.
He's a freak of nature.
Greek freak.
He's a Greek freak.
He got the name.
He is. He's a man child, man.
Yes.
He's kind of how LeBron was when LeBron came, but strong. I think he's actually maybe stronger than LeBron was
when LeBron
first got in. He came in.
Yeah.
So,
but you got to realize now, when he first came in, he was frail. He was looking like KD out there.
He was frail, and they beefed him up, and now he's
super athletic.
I'm hoping his brother played for the Lakers.
Right. Yeah.
I would like for him to train with his brother. He need to train with Giannis a little bit more and see what we got. You know what I'm saying? If we got a Greek freak part 2, I wouldn't hate that. I wouldn't hate that at all.
Okay, for me, out the West, I'm going with the Clippers. Because I picked the Clippers
before.
At the beginning of the season.
Right.
Because I was like, the depth they had, I didn't think the Lakers could match up to.
Right.
The Lakers can't match up to it.
I think that the X factor for the Clippers, I like
the
that
bench.
is the bench. Is Lou Williams, to be exact.
Yeah,
Because
he-
the games that when they played, I think they played each other 3 times this year. The Clippers won 2.
Mm-hmm.
And both of those games they won, Lou Williams came off the bench
And put up big
and
numbers.
put up big numbers.
Yeah.
The game that the Lakers won, they held them in check.
Uh-huh.
So I think Lou Williams is actually, if the Lakers contain Lou Williams, they beat the Clippers.
And out of the East, you put something on my mind today, to just right during this interview, Philly.
Okay.
Philly. Because I think it's the time where Embiid, the best big man in the league, hands down. His antics and everything, everybody don't like, his diet, his injuries. But like we say, it's a shortened season.
Yeah.
If he can get hot with the Philly and Ben Simmons, you know, and supporting Cavs, I think they can take Milwaukee deep. And if they take them deep, I think Embiid, they go, let's say game 6.
Yeah.
Embiid can take over.
He can take over again.
And come.
He can take over again.
Yes.
At that size and the ability to shoot, the ability to rebound, offensive rebound, low post, he got it all. He's a classic big man that there aren't many in the league anymore. He's a classic big man that can shoot.
That can go out.
That can go out in 3-point. So he's a combination of the new age big man and the old school big man.
You see what Shaq and Barkley say? If you get yourself together,
if he get in shape,
you can dominate the
NBA. Dominate.
Yeah.
And I mean, people knew about him because he didn't really. I mean, he went to Kansas, but did he play? I know he was injured.
Senior
year, and was still the number 3 pick.
Yes.
So they know about it.
Because size
matters. And that's what gets me with and that's why I say Dallas would be different, because you got Luka that's 6'8".
Yeah. And can do it all.
And you got Porzingis that's 7'3".
And can go out there.
And can go out and hit threes as well. He doesn't have a low post game that Embiid has.
I think that supporting Cavs gonna hurt them.
They don't have the supporting cast, but they got, again, they're like a mini Lakers. A mini version of the Lakers. I'm sorry. But I understand. I feel it. Luka to what LeBron does, get everybody involved.
Porzingis to
AD. And you just gotta have some surrounding cast. Other than Hardaway Jr., I probably can't tell you nobody else that's on that team right now. But I know they can get hot. I know they got some shooters that can get hot and keep. I mean, they were right. I think they're like 40-27. They're only like 4 or 5 games. They were in it. You know, and any other year, Luka's he's an MVP candidate this year.
For my team that I see that Dallas can't handle, will have trouble with it, would be the Clippers.
Of course, everybody.
They deeper.
Nobody's gonna dominate the Clippers.
Nah.
Whoever the Clippers play, even if the Clippers lose, it's going to see they're not getting swept. They're not losing 5. They're going to take whoever they play to the wire. I just think with the shortened season, one of the things the last couple of years, LeBron is older. LeBron put a lot of tread on him time. But with him having that little 3-month layoff, to really get his body back in shape,
that's everybody.
That's everybody. But LeBron's talent is better than everybody.
Right.
So I think him getting rested is a lot better than anybody else. And still, he brings a lot more to the table.
Kawhi is well rested.
Kawhi's well rested, which is what he does.
I've seen Kawhi lock LeBron down.
Yeah, LeBron got mad. Do you remember that game when Kawhi was with the Spurs?
Yes.
And LeBron was at the free throw line. And Kawhi came in the game, he said,
he back? That was Kawhi won it. MVP. When he came out of nowhere.
Kawhi's a beast, man, especially defensive. I think his offensive game has picked up.
That's what happened. That was what he was known for.
The claw.
That's what he was known for.
He's known for his defense. And that's why I say Kuzma has to step up. Kuzma is going to really have to step up for the Lakers to make a move.
Exactly.
You know, but the Clippers are tough, man. Underrated Patrick Beverly, man.
Bulldog.
This is an annoying player.
Just get in your chest. And we're not going anywhere. And not scared of anything.
Not scared of anybody. But you know who balanced Patrick Beverly out? Avery Bradley.
Exactly.
And you don't have it.
Because he's quiet. He's not going to get anything, but he's going to D you up. Control Beverly.
He bulldog Beverly.
Exactly.
Exactly. So that's definitely going to hurt. You know. So a lot of that is just my hope and dreams. I'll admit it. It's my hope, but I think I made a good case for why I think the Lakers
for your Lakers.
For my Lakers. And I'm quick to tell you, you know, before LeBron came and it was Ingram and Lonzo and all of them, I knew Lakers wasn't any good.
Right.
You know, I'm not afraid to say I wasn't one of these fans like Lakers gonna win it all. Yeah. Lonzo MVP. You know, I wasn't
I
one of those.
compare y'all to Cowboy fans. You know, y'all gonna get the money. Y'all gonna get the biggest player.
Oh goodness, not the Cowboys.
Oh yes.
That's gonna be on my episode tomorrow.
Okay, we do that tomorrow.
Yeah, I got a guest that's a big Cowboy fan. You're gonna hear from him tomorrow. So that's gonna be very interesting. But yeah, man, I just die hard, man. But I think I'm fair. I think I'm fair. I think the Lakers gonna win it all. You know.
Well, you can't be but everybody got to go right down the line now because they haven't started.
Right.
When does the season start? We have what, 2 weeks?
Third, I want to say about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I think they start actually doing inter-squad scrimmaging this week coming up.
Exactly.
So they get ready.
Yeah, because I saw them this morning on ESPN. They were practicing. They were talking to the guys like, "Yo, we're getting at it."
Yeah. So
everybody came back together. We felt good. Everybody feel healthy. Everybody's family's doing good. And we jumped right back in it.
Yes,
so
sir. Yes, sir.
Like, okay, let's go.
So who now next question.
Mm-hmm.
Who is your MVP for this year?
That's a good question because we've had a shortened season. And the person that wow.
Actually, I'm gonna add a caveat to it. Who is your MVP of the season, and who you think will be the MVP of the season?
Nobody really was. Okay, James Harden was doing what he normally does.
He does. He put up the same numbers.
Putting up big numbers.
You know,
he was second in the voting last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go with LeBron because he turned the Lakers season around.
Yeah. Turned the team around.
Right. And AD helped, but I know that's the easiest, obvious pick.
Right.
But it's still gonna be difficult with a short season. I can tell you who rookie of the year, but we already said that was John Morant.
Yep.
Now
is there a way that you think in the last 8 games? In the last 8 games, what if Zion takes over the last 8 games? Passes
too many games.
Passes Memphis. You think because of that? Okay.
You got to look at the games he's missed.
That he's missed what Zion done all year.
Right.
I agree.
Right.
I'll just put that in there because I feel like there are a lot of people that say if New Orleans can catch Memphis in passing, and Zion is the main reason that happens. Still Zion. Okay.
I'm saying with John because his body work. He's been consistent through the entire season. And he brought Memphis back. When the last time you saw Memphis in the playoffs? And he brought them to the 8th seed.
Debo?
Exactly. Zebo. Yeah.
Zebo and Marcus all running around.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's been a minute. So now I tell you, I'm shocked with my MVP.
Come on.
My MVP, Luka Doncic.
Luka?
I don't think he's going to win MVP. That's who I think should be MVP because he does it. He turned that team around.
Yeah.
He turned Dallas around. The guy puts up 35, 40 points on a regular basis. Triple-double.
Yeah.
Human triple-double.
Yeah.
He's going to win a couple MVPs. He's not because he's white, but he's like Larry Bird 2.0.
Right.
I think with his game.
Exactly.
So I think he should be more in the conversation.
I think what's going to happen with Luka, he's either going to run out of time in Dallas and get traded and be in a big three situation and win the championship.
Do it that way.
Because I don't see it happening in Dallas. All
Cuban
Cuban can bring.
He gonna bring. I think he gonna bring somebody to Dallas to help.
Yeah.
Which is what he did with Brazilians.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I like this game, man. I think Luka is a potential. Will win some ships. I think he's that good of a talent. He's only like 20 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still not even developed.
Got drafted what? 18 or the youngest
right.
ever drafted?
Yeah.
Played professional
since he was 13.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you playing pro ball at 13, you got something.
And winning championships.
At 13.
Yeah.
Against grown men.
Exactly.
So I think he is he's the person I think, and I think a lot of it is because he's so young that they like he got time. Mm-hmm. He'll be in there in the next couple of years.
But you say he's MVP this year.
I think he's MVP this year. I think what he did with that team, got that team at 40 and 27 before it stopped. Mm-hmm. With not many, who else you can name other than Kristaps Porzingis on that team?
Exactly. Tim Hardaway Jr.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Main players.
Right.
And they just got Tim Hardaway Jr.
Right. Early. Right. So I mean, what he's done for that team, I think he's MVP of the league. But who I think will win the MVP, I think Giannis is going to get it again.
That just popped in my head.
Yeah,
too. I see Giannis winning it.
You know, and what may hurt him is that he won it last year.
Right.
You know, they don't do back-to-back MVPs very often.
That's Michael Jordan.
Right. I mean, how many MVPs should Michael have won?
Exactly.
You know, probably every year you know, technically, but they had to get Carmelo on one, they had to get Charles Barkley one.
We saw the documentary.
Right.
That motivated me to beat him.
Right. Exactly. So that's I think that's I think that's going to be the MVP. Man, it's going to be exciting. I'm excited.
I'm ready. The only thing we've had on TV is
UFC and soccer.
And
I tell you, what I've been watching? That TBT.
Don't do it.
You haven't watched TBT?
I was like, what in the world? And found myself watching it.
I'm telling you.
Came back. I was like, who winning?
Right. I don't know the other teams. I know. Every now and then I've been playing that I'm familiar with. I remember Devendorf when he was in Syracuse.
$1 million.
$1 million.
Yeah, they just got to the final. Just watch them. They just got to get to the final four today.
So that's been something that's kind of
keeping us going.
Keeping us going. But we wait for that opening night, man. That opening night matchup. I think it's gonna be Lakers Clippers.
They started off.
They already got the schedule. They started off first. Early game is Lakers Clippers. No, the early game is New Orleans and Houston. I think New Orleans is gonna be the first game.
Okay.
And then the nightcap is gonna be Lakers
Clippers.
But the good thing about it, because they're in Orlando, all the games are early. You ain't got to stay up past midnight.
Right. The West Coast game.
The West Coast game gonna start at 7, 8 o'clock.
Exactly.
So that's going to be a good thing. It's going to be exciting. I'm interested to see how they televise it, how they're going to make it look. Simply because it's you're in a ballroom.
Right.
They basically put the court on a ballroom floor.
Right.
So it's going to still be the same angles. It's going to be I don't know if I want.
Now it's the NBA.
It's the NBA. They're going to figure something out.
Yeah, they're going to have everything you want. They working on that now.
Right.
Got somebody. Okay, we're going to let y'all come and work out and run a scrimmage on the floor so we can take
kind of see what they do. Right. I don't want to see no big dinner table back behind the thing. An empty dinner table. So I hope they have some good quality coming in here. But I'm excited for it, man. I'm going to definitely be into it. Hopefully everybody stays safe. Hopefully everybody stay in the bubble.
That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. We want everybody to stay corona free.
Corona free.
So we can go finish the season.
Finish it. That's the big thing. I don't think there's no doubt they're going to start.
If something breaks out, I have an honest feeling that
they're going to pop that bubble.
Everybody go home.
Everybody go home. That's it. Man, I tell you what, man, it's been fun.
I love it. I
love it, man. It's gonna be fun. We gotta do this again. I'm gonna pop up on the
Ozone.
I'm gonna pop up on that. So man, I'm looking forward to it, man. One thing I want to do, I want to thank Pastor Henry Roberts for giving me this platform and allowing me to to just do what I like to do and just talk sports. You can actually watch this on Roku. You just look up the Life Network on Roku, not Lifetime, but the Life Network on Roku, and you can view it. They also have a Facebook page. I'm thinking they may put it on Facebook on their Facebook page as well. So I do appreciate Pastor Roberts for allowing us to just have fun and talk sports. I know you're a big sports fan too, Pastor. So hopefully you'll enjoy this as well. And I want to thank Kendall for popping up for me, man.
Thank you for having me.
Tomanville legend. So enjoy it.
And I like to say hello to Pastor Roberts. He's more like a big brother to me.
Yeah.
And he helped raise me. And thank you for giving us the platform to do this. And Chris, I want to thank you for having me.
All right, man.
And I want everybody to tune in to Tailgating with Ozone Sports.
Yes, sir.
I'm on platforms of YouTube and Facebook.
All
We'll
right.
have a show coming up soon. Just stay in touch and I'll get back with you.
All right. Thank you. See you guys next time.
Peace.